Hello, it's Monday the 5th of February. We still live in a very tense world, but in crypto things are shaping up pretty nicely. Even though we may still be in a bigger topping pattern, things are holding up. Let's talk about it. First of all, let's talk about Bitcoin, because when we looked at this on Friday, we were looking at this short-term correction, this ABC correction. So basically we'd made 5 waves up. And we were looking at this. This may be just a wave 4 and we're in a 5th wave. Or it may be that we've completed 5 waves up here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is a 3-wave correction back to the previous wave 4. And it's possible that next wave 3 of 3 beginning. In terms of macro factors, there's a lot of really good things out there. For example, at the moment, if you want to trade Bitcoin in Hong Kong, you need to have a really large account and do it on a registered exchange, and it's only large coins, there's no small coins. However, they have announced that they are going to be launching a spot Bitcoin ETF in China, which would lower the requirements, the minimum account size. Honestly, it was millions, which would open Bitcoin trading up to many more retail investors. So I think that that's really bullish. It's a huge market. So there are things going on that could take us to another high here in Bitcoin after this correction that began on the 11th of January with the ETF launch. So we've had the pullback. Now, it's also possible that when corrections start, they turn into bigger corrections. So we need to watch out how this move higher unfolds and make sure it turns into that big of correction. I'm always a little bit nervous about strong moves ahead of a Monday open. Sometimes a little false breakout, scoop the people at the high, false, suck everybody into thinking this is a long, and it could be a bigger short. But potentially this has the look of an inverted head and shoulders pattern after this pullback, a continuation head and shoulders pattern. Also, short term, when we looked at this on Friday, we put the fibs on this low to high, and we said what we really need to do here is go higher. And we said the 786 was key. If we reverse there, we would look for the 38.2 to hold. And that's exactly what we did over the weekend. Late Friday, we hit the 786 fib. And early last Sunday morning, start of Asian trading, Monday morning, we bounced from this 38.2. So potentially a topping pattern here would mean that this isn't the bottom, and we're kind of sideways at this neckline. I suppose we could argue it's slightly sloping, but this then is key resistance. It continues as key resistance, doesn't it? So what would be bearish here? Well, an ABC. And if we do that from this low to high, that moves our target level up to these highs here, 43.825. So a failure on a retest of the highs or a double top here around this 43.800 level would suggest that we're in a bigger pattern. Crypto loves to make a slightly marginal higher high and trick everybody on the long side. So how do we get around that? Well, if we get up there and you're getting some FOMO, I honestly wait for the pullback, and we will get one on a lower time frame. So whether we go down to, whenever we break out on a smaller, whenever we break out a big above the big level, sometimes it's a very rapid little pullback on a 15-minute, but we will get one. So we can say that above these highs at 43.800, above these highs at 43.430, we're going to head to 43.825, and holding above 43.825 potentially, or if we see really strong up movement from here, it would suggest a wave 3 and potentially correction over and on our way to new highs. So if we make a lower high, also just like we did with this short-term correction here, we can put fib retrace levels on this bigger correction, and again go level to level to level, because this resistance level, this 43.800 level that we're talking about is key, where our equal measured move is also the 50% retrace from this high to low. If we can close and hold above this 50% level, we do have really nice upside, and we can measure then from this first swing to here to the bottom of this three-wave correction, and we can say 45,166, and then 47,200 would be the next upside target. So really key decision really around this 43,800, 43,750, 43,800 level. If you are looking at that number in Bitcoin for futures, let's take a look at that. I think their futures are trading at a little bit of a premium to Bitcoin spot, because we are at 43,700 already. So again, if we measure from this low to this high, project it from this three-wave correction, 45,630. It's quite bullish to see these futures trading at a premium. And 43,990, which is exactly where we are, is our key 50% decision level that we need to hold above to be breaking out from this. So just, I'm always cautious when I see really big moves like this ahead of the US Open, especially, or if we see a really big move in Asian trading, quite often it will get reversed in US trading. So we need to be a little bit careful. So a lot of markets are doing the same bouncy thing. It's all very bouncy here in ETH. Potentially in ETH, we have also done 5 waves off this low and in a new swing higher, but we're underneath key moving averages here on the daily. We're underneath key daily 50 moving average, which is such important support and resistance. And if we're going to do a bigger move higher here, let's put our big fib retrace levels on from the high. Remember, after the ETF announcement on the 11th, and so yeah, everything's a little bit lower here, isn't it, in ETH now. Lower time frame. I want to go down to lower time frame with these moving averages, because it's possible with this three-wave correction that we end up just doing a three-wave, and this is a bigger 1, 2, 3 correction this week. So that's what I really, you know, we really need to hold above 23.76, and then on the upside we can look for 24.40, and we can project targets by measuring this first swing as well from this bottom of the three-wave correction. So we can say above 23.79, 24.65, and 2600, 2600 would be a really nice next upside target for ETH. So really key levels at 23.76. Quite a few of the really popular, or the big moving altcoins lately are doing pretty similar patterns. For example, SUI. So when we were looking at SUI, now unlike Bitcoin, this is a daily chart of SUI. From the high that it made on the launch on the 3rd of May a year ago to the low in October, these fib levels have been really nicely respected. This 236 fib was, this 61.8, this 786 was where we reversed at. And we said when we reversed at a 786, if you close underneath this 61.8, you're going to do a bigger pullback reversal. And we didn't, we've held it, but unless we make a new high, especially when we look at the length of this rally, I really do think that we are looking at potentially another leg lower. Now, holding above 1.64, which is this 786 level here, gives us a next upside target of 1.8. So if we hold above it, it shouldn't be a losing trade if you try it. But again, you know, we need to go level to level to level. And for me, I'm just, especially when I look at the scale of this last correction before we made this 5-wave rally, it's much shorter, which makes me a little bit nervous. So I would, again, like SUI to hold above 1.6495. Then I think we have 1.8 next, and then a retest of the highs at 2. And then obviously on our way to new highs. Yeah. Just watch out that this isn't a retest of the highs and a little bit of a fake move higher. I think potentially we could have a little bit of a bigger correction going on here. So again, there were some charts that we looked at last week that are still looking really bullish. For example, ICP, I still think we have more upside to come in this one. I'm just going to let Monday shake out. Now, we'll do a big crypto update later today, Monday night. If there is any chart you would like me to look at, let me know and I will cover it for you.